My dear friend, I am Vijay Kumar Pale Lekhat, an author. Non-Muslim people of world are innocent. They must know that firing in USA in White House by Afghani Muslim, by virtue all Muslims are terrorists if they are true Muslim, but if they respect non-Muslim, they are not Muslims, but they are kafir. So boycott these terrorists, otherwise they are hiding snakes in non-Muslim house. So my appeal to all the non-Muslims that every Muslim who is following the Islam is a terrorist. If he is not a terrorist, then he is not a true Muslim. That is a good person. A Muslim cannot be a good person because Islam has some restriction in the way of become a good person. Islam is a perfect gunism. And Mr. Donald Trump and all the white peoples of the European people, my appeal, you must read the Quran and its doctrine, the theology. Prophet Muhammad was a mentally retired person who created Allah in his vested interest. And the salient feature of the Islam only to grabbing the land of the non-Muslims, grabbing the women of the non-Muslims, grabbing the worship place and turn into mosque. This is the prime aim of the Islam. Islam is perfect gunism against the people of non-Muslim ideology. So why the European people are giving asylum to these goons which are following the Islams? Yes, these are the Islamic goons. And the Europe always respected these Islamic goons or these Islamic dacoits or robbers. The politician of the European Union and the politician of United States of America and the Canada and in the Latin American countries, in African countries, which are the non-Muslim majority countries, if they are giving asylum to the Muslims, you are the deceiver or the cheater to your generations, to your ideology, to against the Jesus Christ, against the Moses, against the Lord Krishna and Rama. I am talking about all the non-Muslim people of this world, including the Buddhists. If you respect the Islam, you are disrespecting the Buddhism or the Lord Buddha. If you are respecting the Ram and Krishna and also respecting the Islam, you are disobeying the path of eternity and the true values of the civil social society. Because this is not our right to protect that ideology which allows to kill us or which allows the rape with our women or allows the killing of our children and ourselves also, myself also. In this world, it is a stupidity among the non-Muslims that they are giving asylum to the Muslims. They are donating the land, his own land, to a Muslim. A journalist in the Jambu, a Hindu man donated his land to build a Muslim house. A Islamic goon. Who is the goon? Because he is Muslim. Whether he is journalist, whether he is officer, whether he is at any job or post or any strata of the civil society, if he follow the Quran and doing accordingly, he is a perfectly a bad person, a evil person, a goon. And a goon is the destruction for any civil society. So my dear friend, I would like to say that we must read the Quran and we must boycott the Muslims. Unless they are giving the certificate that we are not obey or following these verses of Quran which is very, very against the civil society, Hindus, Muslims, Jews, or the non-Muslims, the kafir. So, did American people do not know that what happened in the past? Twin Tower was demolished by the Islamic goons, and it is amazing that the airplane was belonged to the American property. So these are so shameless person, which is known as the Muslims. They will eat your food. They will take your drink, means water. They will residize in your country. But their shamelessness, they are the army of the Islamic Gunism. They are always killer of the non-Muslims. They have no liability to maintain the peace and harmony of this world. Because Islam has a liability of the Gunism, the perfect Gunism, perfect robbery, perfect killing. So if true Muslim is a perfect terrorist, and if the Americans are giving the asylum to a Muslim, or if a Muslim is the mayor of the New York and he follows the Islam, he is perfect goon. Mamdani is a perfect goon. If he agree that he is a true Muslim, he is goon. And in America, where the majority of the non-Muslims, Islamic goon is the mayor of the New York. This is the stupidity of the non-Muslims who give in the vote this Mamdani, a terrorist, a certified terrorist, or Muslims, which are mayor, councillor, or the MP, MLAs in each part of the world, if they are following the Islam, means the non-Muslim have chosen a goon, a robber, a killer, a rapist, according to the Quranic verses. I am not saying this. Quran stated that a true Muslim is a robber, is killer, a rapist. Then why you are choosing Mamdani as a mayor in New York? You want the non-Muslim of New York wanted that our mayor must be Muslim, and if he is Muslim, he will follow the Islam. Then the rape of the Christians, Hindus, and other non-Muslims who are residing in New York is certified in Quran, because Mamdan is a mayor, he is the head of the city. He has right to kill any non-Muslim. He has to right to rape any non-Muslim woman in the New York City, according to Islam. This is another way that in United States America, these rape, killing and of the non-Muslim by the Muslim is the crime. So Islam is the criminology. If you choose a Muslim mayor, you are also criminal, because you are supporting the criminals. So boycott of Muslim is very essential to this society. Those Muslims who are involved in terrorism, and every terrorist is a true Muslim, you must know this fact. So if a Muslim stated with you, or are saying that I am not terrorist, so then this is your duty to tell him that you are, if not a true, you are not a true Muslim, because you are the friend of the Hindus, Christians, or Jews, or the non-Muslims. Then you are not true Muslim. True Muslim is that who follow the Islam perfectly, as the Talibans, Osama bin Laden, Hafiz Saeed, Maulana Masood Azhar, and the Muhammad. Means all the bad person are the true Muslims. And the head of these criminals, which are the Islamic goons, a fallacy that is known as Allah, which was created by Muhammad for his vested interest. So this is the stupidity of the non-Muslims. They are still respecting the Muslims, which are saying that we are the pure Muslim. Then you are respecting a criminal, a rapist, and a robber, And that type of person who was following the Gunism, anti-nationalism, anti-constitutional ideology, that is known as Islam. Islam is anti-constitutional, anti-social ideology. We must read the Quranic verses. Chapter 2, chapter 9, chapter 5 is enough to know what type of the Gunism Islam inhibits. This is the reality of the Islam. Islam is full of bloodbath. Islam full of stupidity. Islam full of fraud. But if you are obeying the Islam in your circumstances or in criteria, that is no problem at all. But Islam is not for the Muslims, but for the non-Muslims. How? To rape their women, to encroach the land of the non-Muslims, to grave the wealth of the non-Muslims by looting or the robbery which were committed by Prophet Muhammad throughout his life. And in Islam, this is not as a Malik Ganimat. And 20% share was to the Muhammad. Means Muhammad acquired the 20% share of the robbery. That is Malik Ganimat in Arabic literature. This is the real fact of the Islam. And the people who are saying that Islam is good, it can be never a Muslim can be good, but he's not Muslim, then he's not Muslim, he's a good person. Even the Islamic teachers who are learning or teaching the Islamic syllabus, the Quran or the Hadith, they are perfect Islamic dictator, Islamic robbers, Islamic killers and rapists, because they are provoking the new young generation of the Muslim for the terrorism. The salient feature of the Islam is synonymous of the terrorism. The same salient feature of the terrorism alike in the Islam. So Islam and the terrorism are the one coin and the two phases, that is Islam and Islamic Act. So my dear people, if you show the affection with the Muslim, a true Muslim cannot be affectionate with you. He cannot be a true, faithful, loyal to any non-Muslim, because Islam restricted or prohibited the loyalty to the non-Muslims, to the civil society, to the civil ethics. Because Islam is a certified barbaric ideology against the civil society and the non-Muslims. Islam divided the whole universe into parts. Islam is a hate creator. Islam is a stupidity. Islam is a manufacturing company of the terrorist, manufacturing company of the rapist, manufacturing company of the killers, robbers. This is the reality of the Islam. But the idiot people who is not Muslims are following the path of Islam to saying that Islam is good. Means you are too much criminal as a Muslim, a true Muslim. Because if you support the Islamic ideology or the Islam, because this ideology is not good, then you are also protecting this Islamic ideology. You are also criminal, because a criminal who support the criminal or criminology or theology of the crime, he is also criminal according to rule of law. So my dear friend, Chandrasekhar Raman and all the peoples which are the secular politicians throughout the world, if they are protecting the Islam and preventing and not preventing the terrorism of Islam, they are also Islamic followers, and they are the terrorists, as the Chandrasekhar Raman and other who are escorting the Islam. And advocating the Islam or the Muhammad is good, Rajkumar Bhatti, he is a perfect terrorist because he is helping the terrorist ideology or ideology of the terrorism which is known as Islam. So all people which are non-Muslim must understand the Islamic Gunism and boycott all those true Muslims which are not respecting the non-Muslims after reading the Quran, a book of the criminology. Thank you very much. See you.